Nobody's listening, right? Hello, Andy.
Hey.
I am honestly so jazzed to talk to you for an hour, so no one's listening. I said it, jazzed. But is anyone listening? Do we have any evidence of listeners?
Yes, this comes from Marjorie over on YouTube.
Wow.
Marjorie said, okay, hear me out. What if Elizabeth's new path is writing for DIPSEA?
I mean, dream of dreams.
Listen, things got a little hot last week. You're really upping your kind of resume. You're real. I think they call it a voiceover reel.
But am I writing and doing voiceover? Because they have teams, and they have the best of the best, which actually brings us to thank you to DIPSEA for supporting Nobody's Listening, right?
Oh, boy.
DIPSEA is an app that has over 1,000 spicy audiobooks. They bring scenarios to life with immersive soundscapes and realistic characters. Discover stories about second chance romances, adventurous vacation flings, and hot and heavy hookups. Get an extended 30-day free trial when you go to dipseastories.com/NLR. Hi, Andy.
Hello.
Okay. We have a lot to cover today. We're going to have an unboxing section of this episode that is pretty big.
Okay, interesting.
But first, you want to talk about what's really been weighing on everyone's hearts and minds.
Which is?
Your TikTok situation.
Your attitude is so fucked up right now. It's been weighing on everyone's hearts and minds.
Yes.
You're already trivializing this, and your attitude was wrong when this happened yesterday.
How is it wrong?
Let's set this up.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm so upset how you brought this up. This was a really special moment for me.
I know, and
no,
I was...
you don't.
too. I have a lot of things to say, but this means a lot to me too.
Okay, so yesterday, it was a Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
We've had a long week, wouldn't you say? We've been working hard. It's just been a week, right?
It's been a week.
And I was gifted just such a lovely moment from the universe on a Friday afternoon that put me in such a good mood.
It was adorable. I mean, and I'm not being patronizing. I'm saying that sincerely. I haven't seen you that physically excited about anything.
Yes.
And as far as I can go back in memory, it was like you were a different human being coming in. You had a buzzing energy around you. You were so excited.
I was buzzing. That is you. I mean, you said it perfectly.
Yes.
So what happened? The last few weeks, I've been posting some videos on my Instagram.
Which are very cool.
And they're just like little music videos where I'm playing like 20 to 30 seconds of music and I'm adding some like cool visuals. Jesus.
Visuals.
Some cool visuals to them. I've been posting them on my Instagram. Thank you to any listeners that have been commenting. There's definitely been some nobodies that have sent me some sweet comments and whatnot. I also have a TikTok, though.
Yes.
I don't have any followers on TikTok yet, though, but I'm like, I got to be posting these.
I like that yet.
I should be posting these on my TikTok, too. So I post it on Instagram.
Just throw it up everywhere.
Then I go right over to TikTok. I put it on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
I don't really expect anything from these, to be completely honest. I do look at Instagram because I'm looking at Instagram more and I'm seeing comments from, my friends and listeners and other people.
And this, I should say, if you go check them out, your Instagram is at Dr. Rosen.
Yeah.
All spelled out.
Mm-hmm.
They're it's scratching a creative itch for you.
Yes.
It's like you really aren't expecting anyone to see it because it's truly just like you're creating for the sake of creating. And they're very cool and very kind of, I don't even know how to describe them, like abstract type. No, that's not right.
I don't know, but you're completely right. This has been scratching an itch for me, and I've been finding a lot of value in just doing it. Mm-hmm. And never in my wildest dreams would I have expected this early on in this little journey for this to happen on TikTok, where I have like 100 followers. Now, maybe followers doesn't matter at all on TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay. But this is wild.
Yeah, you got a comment.
So I open up my TikTok and I could have missed this comment because the notifications in TikTok are confusing to me. And on Nobody's Listening Right, they sometimes blow up with our weird like cooking videos and stuff. And so we'll have all these, I just don't know how to navigate it. Needless to say, my most recent video on TikTok, there are 3 comments. And one of them is 3 fire emojis. They're seared into my brain. And I might not have even like paid that any mind. Cool. Someone...
Okay, let's get to it. Jesus Christ.
God, see, this is the thing. Have a little respect for the moment. Let me build it up.
Okay, go ahead.
And this is what a weird reveal this will be, though.
Okay.
The comment is from none other than the lead singer of a band called Limp Bizkit, Mr. Fred Durst.
Yeah.
And that tickled me in a way, it was just unbelievable. Now, I need to set a little bit more of a stage.
Yes.
This is extra relevant because, one, listen, I really liked Limp Bizkit back in the day.
I am willing to bet I liked Limp Bizkit more than you did.
That's interesting.
This is why you're like saying you're showing no respect and all this
Well, this
stuff,
makes it even more offensive, actually.
Where I'm like, this would be as though I got a comment from Sheila E.
Okay. We got to circle back to this because I did actually want to put this into the context of it happening to you in a different way. We'll circle back to that.
Bjork comments on my thing, and I'm like, oh my God, Bjork. And you would be like, wow, that's so cool. But Bjork was way more meaningful to you.
Okay, in this scenario then, if you got a comment on one of your videos from Bjork, I would have lost my mind. If Bjork meant more to me than you, I would have lost my mind and been like, no fucking way, where you were an asshole about it.
I wasn't. Hey.
Yeah.
Let's not paint this picture. I became more of an asshole over time. Initially, I was very thrilled for you. And I also was just like, I have to tell you, I had forgotten about the other context that you're about to give to why this matters a little bit more than it would normally. It feels a little bit like a wink from the universe to you. Because the excitement you had, it was like you became a different human being, literally. And so, yes, when I heard it was Fred Durst, as amazing as that is, although I have a few follow-up questions about him and stuff, when the reveal was, when this level of excitement, I would have thought that like, I'm like, I can't even imagine what the thing is that, you just got nominated for a Grammy or something. I was expecting something like that, but instead it was that Fred Durst left 3 fire emojis on your video. And so, like, forgive me for being it kind of like pulled me back into to earth.
What?
Yeah.
How so?
Your reaction to this, like, I have to say, bigger than anything that has happened in our lives as like a family. I'm like, I can't think of a time you've been this visually excited. And we had a week. And so it was kind of like, oh my gosh, what is this thing he's about to tell me that's about to make all of our lives so much better?
Wait, see, this is why this is so selfish of you. This is so interesting. What is this thing that's going to make all of our lives so much better? So it sounds like you were disappointed when you realized it was just 3 fire emojis for me from Fred Durst. Were you maybe jealous because, as you say, you were a bigger fan of Limp Bizkit than me? Like, do you see what it, like, your outlook on the whole thing is wrong. You couldn't just be happy for me.
No, I was happy for you. And then we had a lot of fun talking about it. And you're about to give more context to it. I wasn't being selfish. It's just when you live with a person whose baseline, like whose kind of enthusiasm barely gets off the ground. And for you to come in like this, I would have expected it to be, yeah, okay, a little bit more life-changing for all of us, considering none of the many plentiful, like, good newses that have come our way over the years has seemed to affect you even remotely the same.
It seems to me that you're not even entertaining that this could be life-changing.
Okay, yes, that's fair. And I wasn't. I saw that being the end of the story.
That's crazy to me because I'll tell you why. Let me set up the backstory. This is why the universe is winking at me. There are 4 people that I have receipts for that in the last 3 months, I have texted them Limp Bizkit TikToks or Instagrams or YouTube shorts and been like, I need to be friends with them. I have receipts.
Them?
Wes Borland, the guitar player, and Fred Durst. Okay?
Uh-huh.
It's
really Wes Borland you want to be friends with.
I think that Wes and I have more in common. But that being said, I've always been completely enamored by Fred. And Fred's so interesting.
Fred.
I want to be, this is all to say, I really want to be friends with Fred and Wes.
Mainly Wes Borland. And that's based on the... You're upset that I'm blowing up your spot. This is based on the fact that you've seen some videos where he seems like a normal guy.
He seems like him and I would be friends.
And so therefore you think I need to be friends with him? You have friends that you don't even like.
Hold on. See, this is what I don't understand about you. I know you could relate to this. Aren't there any people like that if this happened to you, you'd be like, oh my God, like I want to be friends with her. Or like I could see myself being friends with her.
Well, yes. There's a difference between I could see myself being friends with her versus her bandmate left some TikTok emojis, and therefore I think that like a friendship is forming. But anyway.
I don't think a friendship is forming. I think a friendship is now a possibility. I think the universe is saying, like, you know how you've been sending I have receipts to 4 different people saying,
yeah,
hey, you know, Andy, how you've been saying to me you want to be friends with these members of Limp Bizkit? Well, guess what? I'm going to help you out there, buddy.
Yeah. So I totally hear that. I want to circle back to this because I want to have a spiritual conversation a little bit. And here's the thing, though. Mm-hmm. And I don't mean to, last night I was poo-pooing on your parade because I was playing the role of the poo-pooer on a multiple text thread.
We had a text thread with some people
Maddie and Sarah
are very supportive of this. Maddie and Sarah have really helped rekindle my love of Limp Bizkit because they shared a recent song, Dad Vibes by Limp Bizkit, that they're like, you would love this song.
Yes. And we should say Maddie Ross and Sarah of Illuminati Hotties. We went and saw their show. Maddie opened for Illuminati Hotties. And it was incredible. And they're on tour, so go check them out.
Maddie and I also made a song with Sarah for the new Illuminati Hotties album.
Yes.
Called Sleepin' In, which you should check out.
I love that song so much. So basically, I was playing this role because it was funny in our text thread because you guys were throwing... Now, the main thing became, how are you going to respond to him in a way that has an impact and that will... like further this journey along towards you being friends with his drummer.
And also some context too, Maddie, Sarah, and I, on a text without you, over the last few months, we literally have been texting about Limp Bizkit. I've shared with them that I want to be friends. But we have other texts about Limp Bizkit, so I knew they would be like, what the fuck when I showed them this.
Yes, and they were.
Yes.
Like, it landed real hard for them. But you guys were throwing around that, like, you should reply to him, like, thanks, King.
Yeah, I had that thought, and Sarah had that thought, and if 2 of us had that thought, why is that bad? I thought that would be the perfect thing to say, and then you poo-pooed that.
Well, yeah, I stand by that. I don't think... Also, I am being supportive. You don't even know it. You think I'm poo-pooing everything. But I'm like, okay, if your goal, which I don't fully understand, is to be friends with his drummer, like... Drummer? Thanks. Isn't Wes Borland the drummer? Guitarist.
The guitarist. And I want to be friends with Fred and Wes. Okay?
Wes. So I don't think Thanks King is the path, but I also don't know Fred the way apparently you do, so maybe it is the path. But here's what I wanted to say. We live in LA. We know a lot of celebrities. I don't know. I feel like we've seen, when you ask me, is there anyone, I'm truly racking my brain. I mean, Oprah, obviously. I think I'm at the phase and also having knowledge where I'm like, I wouldn't want to be friends with Oprah. Maybe I'd like to meet her and just kind of like know what being around her feels like.
Well, you couldn't be friends with Oprah.
Okay, so that's fine. Nice try. But we have seen when people become friends with these people for the sake of like, you have a lot of friends who you could be friends with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you are drawn to the friendship with Wes idea because he seems like he's like an accessible person that you could be friends with. But beyond that, I'm like, why would you want to be friends with this person that you have this like vision or version of? Like, what is he, you put him on a pedestal, so being friends with him would be cool, or?
No, it's not that. Listen, I saw these videos of their recent videos, and they weren't exactly as I expected that they would be, because in some ways they're these big, larger-than-life characters, especially Wes that has this role. He wears a lot of makeup on stage and stuff now, but I've seen some videos of him in just like real life, and I was like, oh my God, one, I just think this guy's so talented. He's such a crazy guitar player.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay. And so wildly creative. And then I see like, oh, he's just like this cool dude. And I think there's something simpatico between us.
Okay. But the creativity part, I totally get. And I'm like, I could totally understand. Like, my entire response to all of this would be different if you were like, I want to like make music with Wes Borland.
I think that would be awesome too.
But your whole thing is I want to be friends with him. And so that's just where I'm at.
Yeah, I guess that sort of makes sense.
Okay, now's a good time, I think, to shout out this week's sponsor, DIPSEA. If you are looking for a little extra spice in your life, DIPSEA is definitely the place to check out. So be honest, if there's a spicy scene or book or TV show that you return to time and again, for me, it is weirdly Christmas Vacation meets something else. But anyway, what I love about DIPSEA is it elevates everything. It's this tasteful but very sexy experience. It's female-founded app for spicy audiobooks and more, created by women for women. And they have over 1,000 spicy audiobooks, all crafted by a team of professional writers and top-tier narrators.
And you can vouch. You gave me the review. You're like, the production value is through the roof.
Through the roof. And I am honestly blown away by these voiceover narrators. They do such a phenomenal job. And the whole thing, top to bottom, is just like classy and sexy. So my weird cobbled together go-to of Christmas Vacation and whatever else has now been replaced and taken over by these incredible experiences at DIPSEA. So for listeners of our show, DIPSEA is offering an extended 30-day free trial when you go to dipseastories.com/NLR. That's 30 days of full access for free when you go to DIPSEA stories.com/NLR. That's dipseastories.com/NLR.
I appreciate Limp Bizkit's creativity. They were a band that I really enjoyed to listen to when I was younger. Mm-hmm. And if anybody knows Fred or Wes, let them know. I think they're awesome.
You made Andy,
and you made my fucking
his day, week, life. How are you going to respond?
I still don't know. I should
there's
probably
been
do
a
it today.
think take on this. We should say
it's got to be simple and just thanks. Maybe it really should be like, thanks, this made my day.
That's lovely and earnest.
And like one emoji, like a cool emoji.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I think you're cool. You're my Fred Durst.
No, I'm not. And I am curious, like, who I really do wish you could have put yourself in these shoes yesterday during this. And I don't know what the perfect example is. It's not Sheena Easton or Sheila E. It's more like, is there like a comedy actor? I'm thinking like Shelley Long, but not Shelley Long, but like someone that's like kind of not that you were...
had Betty White.
But I think Betty White's like too big. It's almost like Limp Bizkit's not my favorite band of all time, right?
Whoa. I hope he doesn't hear this. You're tanking your odds.
Do I need to cut this out? But like my all-time favorite's Prince, right?
Yes.
Prince has passed away, so this is a different thing. But if Prince, like just example of Prince leaving a message on a video, it's like a whole different thing.
You always said you wouldn't even want to meet Prince.
I wouldn't want to meet Prince, exactly.
Because as I was saying, time and again, these ideas you have about meeting the person and like how it's going to be, that you can only be left disappointed.
Exactly. So come up with someone a little bit different than like Betty White. Like someone that's just like, oh, wow, but you like really liked them, but it would be so random and surprising for them to comment on a video that you made.
See, I don't think I have this thing of, I really don't. I can think of like Tina Fey or Amy Poehler. No part of me would go, how do I comment so that we can be friends? I have no interest in a friendship unless it became organic through like working together or something down the road. Mm-hmm. But I also wouldn't be like, how do I respond so I can work with them? I'm not right. It would just be, I probably would respond, oh my gosh, this made my day. I love you, or something like that. Like, I love your, I'm a fan of yours.
Right. Okay.
So, anyway, but it doesn't matter, neither here nor there. I think I will say I was a little bit like, I think I was being a little bit selfish. I thought this thing that you were coming in with, I think just seeing you like that, and I do have to say, like, a little bit like, oh my God, nothing that I have done or said or anything that's happened in our life together has made you vibrate at this frequency. And then hearing that it was some emojis from Fred Durst, maybe...
Three fire emojis.
Maybe left me feeling a little... Yes, jealous, but not in the way you think. I'm not jealous that you got a message from Fred Durst. God bless him.
Yeah.
I'm jealous that Fred Durst's 3 emojis affected you that way, whereas I can't.
Okay, we're gonna close this conversation out, but I just want to say one last thing. I understand what you just said. Mm-hmm. I want you to be open to, like, just will you be cool when we're hanging with them? That's all. You're going to be cool, right?
Well, I'm more worried about you.
No,
I can hang out with anyone, and I'm not going, oh my God, I'm here with Fred Durst. Like, if I say
I'm
the
not
wrong
either,
thing,
and you know that about me.
Well,
I'm not
okay.
either.
Okay.
And I just want to say this to you so you hear it loud and clear. Okay. I'm not going to do anything stupid with my response or anything. It's going to be a simple response. But mark my fucking words, this story is not over. Okay.
Okay.
This is just the beginning of something, okay? Mm-hmm. You don't believe me.
I don't. I sure don't.
Okay.
But I hope to be proved wrong, because that would mean a lot to you. And I would like for you, at least one other time in your lifetime here on Earth, to experience that level of joy and elation.
Great.
So this brings me to a spiritual conversation I wanted to have with you. Eckart Tolle, who's, I think, I will say now, kind of a spiritual teacher of mine in some ways. He's been crushing it lately. I mean, I probably listen to his podcast like once every 6 weeks, and I have to be like, today's an Eckhart day.
Hey, I don't know if this is the right spot for this, because like if Fred or Wes hear this podcast and then they're getting to understand me a little bit, and then it pivots to you.
You're worried about me?
Getting all Eckhart Tolle.
Okay. You want me to talk about something else?
Do you have anything like cool in general? No, I'm fucking with you. Okay, so Eckart Tolle, he's on a roll.
He's so he's really leaning into his ability to be funny lately, and he does this great, I love his laugh. But just one thing I wanted to share. I guess I don't know which state it is that the state motto that you see on license plate frames is the place to be.
Okay.
But he was joking with his audience about, I saw this frame the other day, and I thought, wow, this state is very, very transcendent, because he's reading it like this is the place to be. Like, not like it's a cool place to come and experience. It's like, this is the place to come be. And he laughed. It was so cute. Anyway.
What the fuck is going on?
So I feel like I had a revelation listening to him. Mm-hmm. Now, his whole thing is that we are human beings in this existence, and we create so many problems for ourselves because we believe all of the thoughts that we have, and we put all of our everything into our own identity. Like, this story of who we are matters so much to us.
Okay.
And that can be tied to ego or whatever. But his whole thing is basically, let's say your identity is, I'm someone who has to be successful. Well, guess what? No matter what accomplishment you have, it might be temporarily, like fleetingly joyful. But true peace and like transcendent peace is actually to not put your energy into the I. It's to just have awareness of your being. And that's like being still, appreciating nature, appreciating nice sensations. Like, I practiced this a lot when I was dealing with my back pain, even like washing your hands, trying to really go, wow, like this water feels, if you are thinking, it's like this sensation is amazing, and kind of trying to bring a sense of awe to like these little experiences. And finding the pauses between thoughts, that's our true essence. And what's beautiful about it is we all share the same true essence, which is that we are aware that we are here, and like, what a joy to be here. And so it helps you connect with people that you might disagree with. Like, I might disagree with someone who supports Trump with all their hearts and minds. But if you boil it down to, we are of the same consciousness, it's really beautiful. But anyway, where was I going with all of this?
Dying to know.
Shit. Honestly.
You wanted to talk about...
you know what really spoke to me?
That joke?
Well, that did really tickle me. See, oh my God, isn't this funny?
How so?
Like, and I understand it's very different because what we're talking about is like a creative hero of yours reaching out to you and it being meaningful. And I'm now talking about how I connected with kind of a spiritual hero, and you're poo-pooing it.
I'm kind of poo-pooing the joke. I mean, I guess it's a good Eckart Tolle joke.
So
had he left that joke, had you posted...
Okay.
Fine.
So also the like being presentness and how we all share this consciousness. The thing I think about was that book from the neuroscientist. It was Whole Brain.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Jill Bolte Taylor.
Yeah,
I talked about her before on the podcast. Her books are phenomenal. Well, yeah, they're phenomenal. They're, if that's the thing you're into.
Yeah.
But she had a stroke. She's a neurosurgeon, scientist, and she had her own stroke, and so is able to speak to the experience from someone who really knows the ins and outs of these things.
Yeah.
And her stroke happened in the portion of her brain that is responsible for like organizing your thoughts and organizing the world around you, and also sparking fear to help protect yourself,
Sure.
right? When she had this stroke, those systems went offline, and her experience was total fucking elation. Like an expansiveness. Even her cells, that like our cells are all vibrating in a certain way. So visually we group everything together. So I'm saying, oh, those cells together make up Andy.
Yeah.
When her brain stopped grouping things, all the cells were vibrating in a way that was like mixing together. So where she ended was not clear.
Yeah, it's like you could take your human glasses off, and it's like, whoa, this looks completely different.
Yes.
Potentially.
So I love that. But I was thinking about it in terms of, I don't know, I think I've obviously been down a bit lately and struggling a little bit, and blame it on perimenopause or career or the rain, whatever. It doesn't matter. I love rain, actually. But it was such a good reminder to me of these things that you feel like you have to achieve or unlock in your life. Yes, is I think still good to have goals and work towards them, but don't be fooled that they are going to answer things for you.
Yeah.
The answer is already within you, and it's being present.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it in terms of this podcast. Truly, this morning on my walk, I was thinking, this time with you, I could cry, is so sacred. And I always feel so connected, and it's helped us so much. Like even the few times that we have like real tension on the podcast has always helped us grow together. But 99% of the time, I feel like it's just a space for us to connect.
Yeah, and we have to be completely present. Agreed.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's forced presence.
Totally.
And I would not trade the feeling I get doing this podcast with you for anything, like for
Yeah, I see what you mean.
accomplishments.
Yeah, totally.
And it was like a revelation to me. My life is so fucking rich, and I get to have this with you, and I get to have like this morning cuddling with Teddy on the couch. I was like, these moments in time. And meanwhile, I'm giving my thoughts and like negative self-talk and so much weight.
Sure.
And it's so stupid. None of it fucking matters.
Let me ask you this, because that is so beautiful, and I agree wholeheartedly with all that. I'm curious about the present thing in terms of creativity, because I've been thinking about this lately. When me making these videos recently, as I think I mentioned on a previous episode, it's because for the time being right now, I'm not doing as much music professionally because I'm working on another project that is so exciting. And
we're going to share soon.
And we can't wait to tell everybody about it. But so I am having this little creative outlet, right? Yes. Which I found just very rewarding. But let me ask you this, because sometimes I find myself thinking about like, ooh, I should try this. I want to try this, like thinking of all these creative ideas, right? But I'm sometimes thinking about them maybe when the kids are around, or I'm thinking about them when a TV show is on, or something like that. So I ask myself, like, is this taking away your bandwidth? But it also feels like it's kind of a nice bandwidth, and it also in some ways feels like I am sort of being present with something, because it isn't just my thoughts getting away and me thinking bad thoughts or ruminating on things or what's going to happen tomorrow and whatnot. I do feel like I'm in the moment of like having these creative ideas.
Yes.
But I think you could also argue, though, if I'm having those ideas in the shower, right?
Great.
Is that cool and okay, or am I better off to be feeling the water on my body in the shower?
So I don't think there's any right or wrong answer here, but I also get tons of creative kind of downloads when I'm in the bath, when I'm going on walks.
Yeah, you walking, used to be riding the bus.
Riding the bus. So I find, to me, that feels like I'm tapped into a like consciousness flow that is not me. I mean, maybe overall I'm like thinking, oh, this screenplay idea I have, like maybe that could help me be successful or sell it or something. Like there's an ego attached goal to it. But when I'm really in the flow and thinking of the scenes and like excited to get out of the tub so I can write it down before it flees.
Yes.
I think that is actually very in touch, and almost to me that's like a higher vibrational level of consciousness than even just so Eckhart calls our life consciousness of the I, we're separate, I'm achieving things, which is all necessary to be a human. Like you have to plan about the future. You can't always be present moment. Like you would die.
Yeah.
But that's your horizontal level of consciousness. The level of consciousness that is like the other version is vertical. And in my mind, I think when you're still and not thinking and have that moment, that like moment of expansive awe for a moment, and you can't even describe it. I mean, it's like seeing a hummingbird, and before your thoughts kick in of, oh, that's a hummingbird. There's something there. That to me is like the very grounded, rooted consciousness, and the in the flow with creativity feels like it's like to the heavens.
I love that.
And so I don't think there's any right or wrong answer. I think it's more of a tool. Like I've been feeling a little stuck lately, whatever. My entire whole everything shifted this morning when I was listening to this and going, it like unlocked something for me. And when I'm feeling stressed or overwhelmed, which has been a little bit more frequently lately, just to like remember none of that stuff matters. I don't have to believe my thoughts.
Yeah.
In fact, I'd do myself a big service if I could kind of go outside, be still, and shut them down for a minute.
Yeah. Meditate.
It is a
that's why
meditation,
people
even
love
though without
meditating.
I don't even, I mean, maybe I should or maybe I shouldn't. But Eckhart's whole thing is like all these people have these spiritual practices because they want to get somewhere. And Buddha actually, did all of these spiritual practices and meditating all the time and blah, 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 trying to achieve something. But when you realize like there's nothing to achieve, it's just to discover that it's already there within you.
Yeah.
And what the discovery is like kind of you need to do nothing. To me, that's very freeing. And I feel like thinking about people who are really stuck in the cycle of like depression and mental illness, I know in some cases I think medication is required or whatever, but I also think like I told our kids, if they ever feel like they're in a place in life where they just can't anymore, first of all, I want them to know that they can always come home to us, no questions asked. We will take care of them and no judgment.
Yeah.
But also to know that you have the option of any given moment of just turning it all off and sitting in the ocean of consciousness of being human without having to achieve something, without having to be something. He was talking about, Shakespeare said, the world is a stage. We're all playing the roles.
Sure.
But underneath that is freedom of just existing. And that's enough. In fact, that's like everything kind of.
Interesting.
So now I want to do some unboxing.
Fuck yeah. I'm so down for an unboxing.
Okay.
Am I going to be stoked about this?
Oh my God. I'm so curious. Now, I don't want you to feel like being watched, but I'm so curious how your response to one of these will measure up to the surge of energy you got yesterday.
I'll be real.
Okay. Now, the first one is you interestingly, so every year I have a very exciting time of the year where I order my next year's planner. And I order it from a company called Appointed. And this planner gives me, I mean, you're actually worried that someday something might happen to it and like how that would affect me. And it would.
Yeah, I wish you were a little more digital in your daily organization calendar.
I gotta be, what's that called?
Analog.
The feel of it. I mean, this thing, I start my day holding it and looking at it. It grounds me.
What will you do if they go out of business? Because you found your brand. You love it.
I will be really upset. So every year I get different colors.
Yeah.
And last year, I don't know what I was thinking, but I got a color that is not really me.
Yeah,
and
you fucking chunked it.
You saw it the first day it came and you were like, what was she thinking? And you predicted this is not going to be a good year for her.
Did I?
Yes. And you then later said, do you think the reason this year hasn't been good is because you got burnt sienna?
I also remember one of our kids kind of being like, huh, when they saw the color too.
Okay, so
You're going to show, you got the new one already here?
I feel that this next year is going to be full of a lot of adventure for us.
Okay.
I feel a little untethered from the usual ho-hum, like chipping away at life. And I'm down for whatever comes our way. Any shakeups.
Okay, before you show it to me, what do you do every year with the old one? Do you keep all these? So you have
I do.
a color?
I
do have them.
I have probably 8 of them, all different colors. And it's probably not exciting looking back at them. It's just like,
Might be sort
go
of
to the
interesting,
doctor.
I
It
guess.
could be a little interesting.
Yeah.
I also keep it thinking about like if I'm ever on trial or something. Okay, so
For alibis or something?
yeah. Okay, you open it and I want you to tell me when you see the color of it.
Do you want to describe last year's color?
It was a burnt sienna, so it was kind of a like poopy orange.
Okay.
Now, wait, hang on. Before you see it, I want you the moment you see it to tell me what you think that means this year has in store.
Oh, I don't like that we're ascribing the whole year to the... I was probably joking when I said that.
Obviously you were.
It's a bummer that it became true. But can I just look at the color first? And then you can ask me questions?
Sure.
All right, I'm about to open it up. Nice wrapping.
They know what
They
they're
really know
doing.
what they're doing here. Okay. I really, really like it. It's like I would call it like a light purple. Is this violet?
It's like lavender.
Lavender-y.
Here, turn it around and hold it up, but very light lavender.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a gray lavender.
Very pleasing, very calm.
Calm.
They make a really nice product.
They really do. So it's to me, this says this year ahead is going to be calm, delightful, and productive.
Yeah, that.
Anyway.
I think you made... Listen, I do think you knocked it out of the park in your color choices here.
Thank you.
That's a big...
I mean, what an upgrade.
A big improvement.
And also I should take a picture of this and put it on our Instagram. There's like gold. So in very cool type, there's 2025 task planner in gold. And I think it looks so nice on this color.
Yeah.
This is my first time seeing it too. Okay, here's the big one. This is from a nobody.
Okay.
Which, by the way, even in terms of the spiritual stuff, I was thinking we call our listeners nobodies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what a beautiful thing, because we are all nobodies.
Oh, okay.
Like, we all put so much weight into being somebody, but the truth is the answer is in just being nobodies like everyone else.
Oh, sure.
Okay, so here, this is from an amazing nobody named Megan.
Okay, I'm opening this. All right, here we go. No fucking way.
I've been sitting on this for so long.
Are you? It's a fucking Cozmo.
It's a Cozmo.
What? Okay, this is on... What happened?
Okay.
What the fuck?
So, and I want to talk about like how we're going to proceed with our son.
This has got to be a Christmas gift, I think.
Really?
I think it will blow fucking minds if it's a Christmas gift.
Okay, so for anyone who's like, what are we talking about? We have back episodes. We've discussed this ad nauseum about we pre-ordered this thing, Cozmo. Now, I didn't get all the info from Megan.
Yeah.
I want to know how she got her paws on something like this.
Well, this is probably the original Cozmo.
The OG.
So these were...
By the way, this is like a little robot.
Yeah, it's amazing. So these were available. A company called Anki, which that says Anki, made them. Then they later went out of business. And then a company that was like, we're going to restart this. And we pre-ordered from that company, Digital Dream Labs, which seems to be a complete and utter scam by a man named Jacob Hancher.
And Jacob Hancher, we're pretty sure, is on a yacht somewhere with all the money he made from idiots like us.
Who he stole it from. All that being said, we've wanted this sweet little robot for
so
years.
long.
Our kids have wanted this. This is fucking incredible. Now, I got to say, and I don't know if you remember this, originally I tried to like find one of these ones.
Yes.
And even had gotten a couple like off of eBay, and they didn't work, like they were broken for parts and stuff.
I didn't know that.
This was around the time when everyone was trying to find them, but this is unreal.
So our sweet nobody was like cleaning out a closet.
Oh my God.
Can you believe it? So I'm so excited. And also, I know we've talked about this a lot, but it has been an ongoing thing in our family. Like, first of all, Jacob Hancher, our kids know his full name. Anytime a scam is mentioned or brought up, he's referenced, like, oh, like Jacob Hancher. We put $200 in in a pre-order for this thing years ago on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And
I think it'll be 4 years this year, 3 or 4 years.
and for many years, I mean, literally every day to the mailbox is he coming. You sent, I don't know how many emails trying to get to the bottom of it. Our son, there is a wrapped Christmas gift in his stuffy bin for Cozmo that he made with a note and stuff that he like has been wanting to give to Cozmo.
Oh, wow.
So I am beside myself with excitement.
There's two options. One is the Christmas present. The second option, we have joked for years that sometimes when we get a package or the doorbell rings, we're like, is it Cozmo?
Yes.
The other option is he's literally at the front door and we're like,
Well, let's do that on Christmas. Ding dong.
fucking magical.
Magic.
We charge him up beforehand.
Yes.
Hey kids, will you grab the door? Oh God. I'm getting chills just thinking about it. Okay, one other question with this.
Yes.
Megan, holy shit. Unreal.
Yeah, thank you so
Fred
much.
Durst level, we're almost there.
Almost. Nothing can get you there.
Where does this leave us with Jacob Hancher? Is it time to let go?
Yes, I
Is
do
it
think-
completely time to completely let go?
I think Megan has gifted us the gift of surrender. And it's for ourselves. I do think that we're not going to win in that situation. The whatever black marble, I do this thing with the kids sometimes when they're really, really upset is like, imagine yourself sitting by a stream and a lily pad is floating down the stream and your feeling is on it. What does it look like? Is it a like red, spiky, undulating, whatever? And then you just watch it float down and float away from sight. And then your other feelings coming up. What is your feeling about this and towards Jacob?
I'm very upset. I'm upset for me and I'm upset for all of the other people that got fleeced. And like,
Fleeced.
I want to, there's a part of me that loves justice. So I'm like, if I could help other people get their money, because I've seen some other people have done that, but it seems like a really tough mountain to climb from the research I've done.
These are these things in life that I think that there are some people who are like litigious and love to do that and they get such a rush from it. But I'm like, you really got to weigh what you have to put into it. And to me, I'm like, it has to be fueled because in this case, what you have learned is you would have to create a class action lawsuit against him. I think this is Megan, our nobody, has led us by the hand to the stream, and we can watch our feeling of resentment and frustration float down the river
And I can
float
also
away.
say this, so maybe we let go of that. And I can also say that this reveal, 3, maybe 4 years in the making, is going to have more value than if we got it originally.
Look at that.
And which I think that's a nice way of looking
That's
at it.
so beautiful.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Wow.
I can't wait for
Wow.
Christmas.
Wow.
I'm even
Wow.
more excited.
Unreal.
Okay. Well, we did it. Good night.
Good night.